Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this episode we're going to show you how to install the Brook Accessories Nincade into the Super NES Classic Edition. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions, and I absolutely adore my Super NES Classic Edition. It allows me to plug and play classic Super NES games pretty much anywhere I want to in a small convenient plug and play package. Plus, if I wanted to, I can also hack it and add additional games. If you want to know how to do that, check out our tutorial right up there. But a company called Brook Accessory has sent us this little device here. This is called the Nincade, and basically what this does is it eliminates the need to use wireless dongles such as this if you want to use wireless controllers with the SNES Classic Edition. It just gives you a cleaner overall look when you are playing, where you don't need to pop the door open, and have dongles sticking out that just kind of look silly and ugly and out of place. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, throw it on our bench real quick. I'm going to show you how to do the installation, and we're going to test out with a number of different controllers because this is compatible with a number of different Bluetooth enabled controllers. One of the controllers we're going to use definitely is going to be the 8BitDo SN30 Pro gamepad, but we're also going to use things like a Wii remote control just to see how it works. So let's get to wrenching. With our Super NES Classic on the bench here, we have the Nincade itself, and we will open this up. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you check out our tutorial to show you how to do this with the NES Classic as well. We'll link that up top there. It's the exact same kit that comes with the NES Classic that we have here for the NES Classic. So you have your main board, which we'll set aside. Inside this little dealio here, you have the ribbon cable, which we will need. It does come with a Phillips head screwdriver if you would want to use it. I will actually be using my E-Flight screwdriver just because it's what I use. I like using this one. Has some nice 3M double-sided tape. Your Brook Accessory decals, which are in here. Again, I want to thank Brook Accessory for sending us this Nincade for review and installation, and your instruction manual. Now this, because I've already done this once on the NES Classic, I'm really not going to need. So set these parts aside. And really, for the sake of this installation, everything I need is right here. Flipping it over, I've already removed the rubber feet off the bottom of here, and that's because I've opened this up a couple of times to have like my wireless controller dongles hidden inside here. What's nice is this completely eliminates that from being a need anymore. These are just regular Phillips head screws in here. And actually, this one's a little bit on the big side, so I'm going to grab my Dynamite screwdriver here. That's a little easier. Actually, it would appear that I only put 2 screws in here from the last time that I had this open to remove the dongle. I'll find out where my other screws went. But you should have 4, 1 in each corner. There we go. Be careful when you open this up that you don't pull this ribbon cable out. There's no need to do that. Now, there aren't any instructions in the instructions, as weird as that sounds, to tell you how to install this into the Super NES Classic. Everything in the manual is basically describing what the installation process is for the NES Classic Edition. So here we have our manual itself, and just looking at the pictures, it's talking about the Nintendo Classic Mini Family Computer, or that's the Famicom. And on the back, we have for the NES Classic Edition. So, but nowhere in here does it cover the Super NES Classic. I'm sure that they're probably working on those instructions, but everything looks pretty similar here. So, of note, we're going to connect this to player 1, which is hooked up right here. And first things first is we just pop this right out. There's that. We'll take our board here. Now, before we mount the board here inside the casing, what I'm going to do, I've got some Dynamite Magnum Force, the same stuff that I use for cleaning cartridges. I'm just going to spray a little bit here on a cotton swab, and I'm going to clean off the top of the aluminum heat sink that's on here, and I'm going to mount the Nincade right here. Now there is enough room that say that you do have 2 people that play on a regular basis. You want to have a player 1, player 2. You can mount one here, one there. There's a lot of different options that you have. So I'm going to take the board here, and on this side it says gamepad. On this side it says console. So I'm going to go here for the gamepad. And keep an eye too, the tab, you actually flip it upside down. There we go. And then we are going to plug our jumper cable in here. And then plug it in right here. Now, before I seal everything back up, I'm actually going to pair a controller to this just to make sure everything is working properly. Now for this, I just plug in one side of my power cable right here. And I will plug the other side into my power supply. And now finally, what I need to do, I need to pop this down because I actually need access to the controller port for a moment. And I'm just going to gently set it like this. And here I have my controller itself. So what we will essentially be doing is we need to input in the Konami code on our wired controller. So with it powered on, you can see the red LED is lit. Wait a few moments and then input the Konami code, and that's up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. And we're going to use the SN30 Pro. So start and Y for a few seconds. The light is toggling here. Hold down the pairing key, and it should pair here in just a moment. The light on the controller is solid green. We are paired, and we are ready to play. So now at this point, I'm going to turn off the console itself. Carefully remove that. Unplug it from there. And now adhere the double-sided tape. Now one thing you may want to do, and I have already done this, is there is a micro USB port here where you can actually download firmware updates. I do have the latest update installed. I actually mount the board a little bit further back just to take out some of the slack. And there, like I say, you can see how there's plenty of room here to install a second one. Carefully seal everything up, making sure that I don't have any wires caught in the way, which I don't. Drop in my screws, which, again, for some reason I only have 2 in here. The other 2 must have been left out, like I say, from an earlier project that I had done. So I will need to get those back in here. You can actually see them on my other desk from here, so I see exactly where they're at. I'll get my other 2 screws installed in here in a minute, but other than that, we're ready to play with some power. Super power. Everything paired perfectly with the 8BitDo SN30 gamepad. The analog sticks work to go through the menu as the D-pad does too. We're going to just play a couple quick games here. First, actually, we're going to do just one with this controller, and then we're going to move on to some others. Street Fighter II Turbo, always a great test of any lag, delay, anything along those lines. So it makes the perfect test here for this setup. Now, if you do go through and customize your button layout and everything, L2 and L, R2 and R, they all perform the exact same move. So it doesn't matter which you map it to, L or R. L2, R2 will all work the same as L and R, just as a piece of information for you there. And Ryu against Dalsim. I don't know what it is with these two. They always seem to have something against each other. I do want to check and see if the analog sticks do work. I'm suspecting that they will, and they do. Now, interesting there that I was able to pull off the Dragon Upper Punch with the controller here using the dongle itself. If you have not had a chance to check out our full-blown review of the 8BitDo SN30 gamepad, I was not able to pull off the Dragon Uppercut with the 8BitDo actual dongle that they have. Ooh, he swept the leg, Johnny. Oh, no! Got him! I am better at this game, I promise. It's just a matter of trying to talk and test out the controls and everything while fighting can make things a little bit challenging. So, I can't do it consistently. I don't know if I'm having more problems just going too fast with the controller. But there we have the 8-bit Do SN30 Pro gamepad. It works. Felt very good, very responsive. I actually think I liked, at least in this game, I liked using the analog sticks better than using the D-pad. And one other thing that's cool about using this setup with the Super NES Classic Edition is if I hit the home button, it will actually take me back to the home screen. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to pair a Wii remote to the system, and I'm going to check out to see if any of the controllers that plug into that will work. So let's get that going. So pairing, you do the exact same process, up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, and then the system will start beeping. And then on here, you just press the pair button on the bottom of the Wii remote. And as you can see, I'm able to go through here without any issue whatsoever. Now, one of the problems though with this setup is the fact this only has 2 buttons. So the reason why I wanted to test this out was to see if like the GameCube style controller would work, or if the classic controller would work. So let's plug into the bottom here. Nothing. Nothing at all. That's somewhat disappointing. Let's check out the GameCube controller. Fingers crossed. Nothing. So you can pair a Wii remote to the system with the Nincade. However, you can't use, these controllers, which is kind of a bummer. So why would you want to do this? Well, this would be cool if you did have your system hacked with like HackG and had NES ROMs on here. Then you could use this for more of a traditional NES style gamepad. But as this is, it doesn't really provide a whole lot of function. Now, the one thing I do also want to check out is if the Wii U Pro controller will pair to this. We're going to find that out now. So where the add-in controllers for the Wii remote didn't work, the Wii U Pro controller, it's working. So let's go into Contra 3: The Alien Wars. And this is a game I don't know that I've played more than maybe 20 minutes of. Option, let's see if this gives me an option to remap. It does not. So let's see if both the analog stick and the D-pad work. D-pad works, analog sticks work. There's B, Y to shoot. Oh yeah, this is pretty awesome. This is actually not pretty awesome. This is really awesome until I died right there. No, the analog stick feels great. I'm definitely digging this. Oh, you dirty buggin' cat. I said I hadn't played this a whole lot. Let's see if the home button works. And it does. We'll do one more real quick. Let's check out, well, again, because it's a good test of lag and latency, let's check out Super Punch-Out. I am really liking this part of it so far. I have to admit, I hadn't tried the Wii U gamepad before, like when we did our review of this with the NES Classic Edition. Part of it is just, I really like this gamepad. I just haven't played my Wii U much since the Switch came out. Ooh, Gabby J getting a couple shots in. Stunned him there. Knocked him down. Now the one thing I don't remember is how to do your special. I don't remember if it's start select or A, B, or X. Oh, I guess that made me retire there, but pretty solid and locked in. So as you can see, installing the Nincade in your Super NES Classic, it's really simple. I would say it's easier to install it in the Super NES Classic Edition than even the NES Classic Edition. Now, I do hope Brook Accessory does add a Super NES Classic instruction manual, but quite honestly, if you follow along, it's pretty easy to install. I'm really happy with the number of different controllers that it worked with, from my You know, my Wii remotes worked with it, the 8-bit Do controllers work great, a lot of different things worked without a problem. So the only minor one was the one that we showed there that just didn't quite work. Overall, simple, easy, convenient, and I don't need to worry about hiding my dongles anymore because it's permanently installed, and if I wanted to, I can still connect a wired controller. So if I don't want someone using my good 8-bit Do controller, I could hand them a wired controller and be ready to rock and roll. I do want to thank Brook Accessory for sending me a Nincade, actually two of them, one for the NES Classic, one for the Super NES Classic, to install and show you how it works. It really is a great product. I highly recommend it if you do have an NES or a Super NES Classic Edition and you want to go wireless. There will be a link down below where you can order this through their Amazon storefront. Now, if you do have any other questions about the Brook Accessory Nincade, as always, feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com, or you can also hit me up on Twitter at rocksolidstudios or Facebook, facebook.com/rocksolidproductions. Don't forget to go ahead and leave a like and subscribe too. That way you are kept up to date anytime we come out with new and exciting product information, like on the Nincade from Brook Accessory. Finally, if you do want to help support the channel, don't forget to join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/rocksolid, where for as little as $1 a month, you too can help support the future of Rock Solid Productions. Again, the Brook Accessory Nincade is awesome. I really, really dig it, and I will be using it for many, many years to come. I want to again thank Brook Accessory for sending this sample to us for review. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.